What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have some tips and tricks for you for Enshrouded to help you survive Embervale. Let's get into it, shall we? First tip is quite self-explanatory, but if you go into the workbench, you will see that all items are repaired. So that's how you repair your items in this game. And you may be saying, that's one of the most simplest things that you could do, Josh. Yeah, I'm gonna kick it up a notch for you. You could go to Strength of Flame and see what your flame level is. You can see how many altars you can have at a time. You want to keep at least one altar available at all times, and we'll show you why. As you can see right here, we're on the outside of our altar. We're gonna go ahead and craft and make another altar here. With our crafting menu, you can make a flame altar wherever you are. Make a flame altar in a workbench. Keep both of those with you at all times. Because there's no weight in this game, you can just carry stuff with you at all times. There are inventory slots, and they do get kind of scarce, but you can upgrade them later on. We'll show you that in a tip. But keep you a repair bench and a flame altar. And the reason why is because if you're out and about and you don't want to actually teleport home, then teleport all the way back or go back to where you're going, you can place a flame altar as long as it allows you to repair. Okay, now that we're in a place that we can actually place a flame altar, we're going to place the flame altar down, and then we're going to take our workbench and we're going to just kind of set it here to the side of it in the grass. Like so. Now you can just repair your stuff on the fly, and you can pick this up, and you can also delete this if you don't want it still. Just extinguish the flame, like so. It'll take 30 seconds for it to deactivate, and then you just need to make you another flame altar. And as you see, your flame altar is now gone. You'll have to make you another flame altar, which only requires 5 stone for you to make another one and place it wherever you want to, or wherever you can. So that's an easy way for you to repair while you're out and about. There is another way. Also, sometimes when you're out and about around the world, you'll see little anvils like this one right here. And if you get close to it, you see it says repair all equipment. And it'll repair everything for you as well when you're out and about. If you're in POIs or dungeons, stuff like that, most of the time you'll find those located there. The next tip is going to be to tear stuff down for resources, and you can tear things down like this right here for scrap metal, for example. If it looks like it's metal, you could probably tear it down for metal, like so. And a lot of times I use my pickaxe. It seems like it's one of the best things to use for tearing down stuff in this game. So you can go around, tear up anything you can, and you can see you can pick up wood, other materials like that. Sometimes you can tear these down right here, and tearing this down will give you scrap. But sometimes it takes forever to tear some structures or items down, and I'm going to show you one of the best things to do for that. So if you were to take your flame altar and put it where you're going to tear stuff down, as long as you can build there, and then go up to this piece of item here, you can hit E and dismantle it, kind of like you do in Valheim. And you see we just got some metal scraps from doing so. We could dismantle just about everything in this area. This right here. This as well. That, we can destroy it as well. Everything can be dismantled in the area whenever you put a flame altar down. So if you got an area that you're wanting to break a lot of resources down for materials, and you can place a flame altar, place one down and destroy stuff with it. And of course, when you're done, just put out the flame. Then you can just craft you another flame altar, go to your next location, place it down, and then continue the process of dismantling stuff. This includes jars, tables. Next thing I'm going to show you with the flame altars and other things is how to teleport around and get around easily. So say, for example, if you wanted to go back home and empty your inventory and come back to this location, you could place like a little flame altar down here, and these allow you to teleport back and forth. So if you see not only just flame altars, but also ancient spires or the huge towers, those also unlock teleportation as well. So you're able to teleport to the spires. For example, if you wanted to go back to your main base, you can fast travel back to your main base. Hey! And then once you're home, you can teleport right back to where you were before. There's no cooldown on this currently, and here you are. You can just tear this down and make you another one of these altars when you need to for 5 stone. So that's how you can fast travel and move around fast on the map. So it might be good to have several altars around. For example, we have a altar all the way up here up north. We could just fast travel there if we need to, and here we are where we need to be. And of course we can just go straight back home again. So that's how you can fast travel with altars. and spires as well. There are 2 major items that you need in this game to progress. You need a glider, and a glider is highly recommended. Whenever you can get a glider, make one. It's absolutely highly recommended to have one of these. I'm not going to say required, but I'd almost say required. Grappling hook as well, it is required to actually get to some areas. And when you just progress through the story a little bit, you will get to grappling hook, and the glider you should be able to make it quite soon once you first start playing. Not only are the gliders fun, but they're also really good ways to get around the map. So for example, if we wanted to go to the other side of that shroud over there, we could just sit there and glide over to that shroud. Or we could just glide down to this little place right here, out of the shroud, and then glide our next location. It also keeps you from dying. As you see, we just kind of failed there and we fell down. So you can keep from dying if you fall by accident. Now you do need shrouded wood to get the glider, and all you have to do is come into the shroud here, anywhere. Any tree that's in the shroud like this, usually these trees like here that look like dead trees, I usually get a lot of shroud wood from those. And then you can just go around and pick up the shroud wood here. And you can also get it from these trees, they're just not as reliable. This really will give you mostly liquid. So you're looking for these trees right here, like this right here. These are the best to give shroud wood. Another really smart thing for you to do is to build you a little gliding tower like this in general places. We got one located right here next to our base. And this tower right here, what you could do is you can go all the way up top. We just build it with some stone. Stone's really easy to get. And you can go all the way up top of this tower here. And then you can jump off and glide for a very, very long time. For as long as you have stamina for, of course. Of course, if you were to die like I just did, you'll notice that your bag will drop at the last safe place you were before you were to die. So, that would grab our stuff back here. But yeah, you can make these towers, you can glide over to other areas quite easily. Get you lots of stamina, we'll show you how to do that. See, we were able to glide over to this other mountain over here. Straight across from the starting area. The next thing we'll say is to upgrade your altar and to also upgrade your flame as much as you can, strengthen your flame. Once you go to your altar at your main base, you want to upgrade your altar, and the reason why you upgrade your altar is to extend the building range. If you want to make a really big, large city or complex, you want to extend your altar, and then actually you can make things taller, like we made our tower a little bit taller now. We can glide further away, do gardening, all that good stuff. Plenty of room to build and grow plenty of things is a good idea. Also, strengthening the flame is a good idea as well. It does require some mats, so you have to progress through the game to get these mats to do so, but once you get the chance to do so, you don't want to pass this up. You can increase the amount of altars you have with the flame level. You can also increase your character's attribute bonuses as well as their passage level, so you could go through more dangerous shroud areas, as well as increase your time in the shroud when you upgrade your flame. So don't forget about your altar or your flame. And also you can reset your skill points here too, if you want to. It just costs like 10 runes. Which is not bad at all. Next tip is to unlock these people as quick as you can, and these are progress through the mission. You'll notice that you can go and save somebody from a vault, and that is the carpenter, the blacksmith, the farmer, the hunter, and the alchemist. And these are the characters that allow you to craft more advanced things. For example, later on you could craft good health potions with the alchemist, as well as your heal channels and all your fireball, lightning, and all that good stuff, as well as shroud cores. You can actually produce those yourself. The hunter's going to be very valuable because it can unlock the backpacks, and that's what we're going to show you. Is the backpacks is something you can unlock with the hunter. You have to have him sheltered, and you can get these small and medium backpacks with unlocks. Just get you some dried fur and linen, or all these items right here. Basically, it's just like other games that if you get the items, you can unlock what to do or what to craft. And these are quite valuable because you can get 16 slots with the medium one, and I'm sure there's probably a one later on. We haven't advanced completely through the playthrough. And of course, the farmer unlocks farming, which makes you the seedbed where you can make all kinds of seedlings to grow whatever you want. And you can also make farm soil. And then you can kind of be like us and make you some seed benches or beds here. This is where you can make your seedlings. So basically you just choose your recipe on the right hand side, choose what you want to make, and then you can make that seedling. And then you can grow crops just like this in farm soil. Just put the seedling on your bar and then you can left click and it will grow. If it's blue, that means you can place it there and it'll be just fine. Like so. Of course, the blacksmith unlocks the forge, smelter, and charcoal kiln. They can also make nails for you out of metal scraps, and all kinds of weapons and swords, lockpicks as well. You can also make the rake, which lets you smooth out ground, and some pretty decent melee sets. The carpenter will let you craft the table saw, which is used for making planks and stuff like that. They'll also be able to make the advanced glider and the improved grappling hook as well when you get to that stage in the game. And they also have one of my favorite storage items, the magic chest. And the magic chest can be made with the carpenter. It does require a shroud core and small chest for the small one, and a medium chest, shroud core, and goo for the medium ones. But these magic chests are an improved storage option with enhanced capacity. And they also use the stored items for crafting anytime you're within the base. So you can craft anywhere within the base, have these boxes filled with resources. For example, you can see these little magical boxes here. We have those for the resource bins. These are for the boxes that we have resources that we need. Basically, anytime we need these resources in here and we're within our flame circle, we can use these mats that's in these boxes, the magical ones, to craft. So as you can see, there is absolutely no mats in my inventory like that, but I can come over here to the crafting bench and make all kinds of things. That's because these mats are in magical boxes and you don't have to have them in your inventory anymore to craft from them. So it's really neat to actually get that unlocked. So definitely get the carpenter. So building in this game is actually quite fun and immersive. I really like the way that you can build in this game. You can use these little luminescent blocks here. They will light your base up blue, but you can make luminescent blocks with luminescent materials that you find around in the world. And you can actually light up your base quite a bit like that with some free lighting. And you can use different designs. You can do square by square building in this game, but we're going to give you some building tips. For one, the luminescent blocks. They are tons of lighting at night. Of course, to build, you're going to need a building or construction hammer. And once you have the construction hammer out, all you got to do is hit tab to enter the building mode, and then you can hold alt, and that will change you from the different options from 1 meter to 4 meter, and roofs and terrain as well. You can shape the terrain and all that good stuff. One thing I will note is that you can go up to this single block here, and we're going to select the very first one, and instead of left clicking, if you right click, you'll actually delete that one square block of terrain around you, and then I'll make it where you could perfectly put blocks into the terrain and make you be able to perfectly shape the ground like that. That is one building tip. And of course, you can place blocks one square at a time like this. And we've made a little bit of a underground base here. I'm just going to show you what you can build. There's some pretty neat things right here that you can build. These are bone blocks like this, and this is our starts of our underground little cavern here we're going to have. So it's pretty neat. So yes, that means that you can terraform the ground. Of course, if you use your pickaxe will have that little blue circle on your pickaxe. And wherever you're pointing that circle at, you will take a chunk out of the ground or resource that you're gathering. And also for now, it kind of seems like there is no structure integrity. So you don't actually have to have like pillars and stuff in your base. That very well may change in the future. But for now, you can see that there pretty much is no support for that stone. We did put little pillars in just really for effect, but we do not need these pillars. So, and of course, digging holes in the ground actually can work to your advantage if you want them to. For example, if you wanted to sit here and just kind of easily kill a boss, you know, if you dig a hole in the ground, shoot at it, kill it pretty easily, you know, all that good stuff. And they may patch that later on, but you can use the world to your advantage. Always bring your pickaxe. So let's talk a little bit about food and stuff like that. So you can cook in this game and eat. You don't have to have food to survive or water, but there actually is food and water in the game. And the reason for food and water is very similar to Valheim with a 3 food buff system. So you get 3 food buffs in this game. And here's just a few examples of food buff. Here's one that gives you constitution, strength. Water will give you endurance and stamina recharge. Water's really nice. 3 health regeneration with strawberries, and so on. So if we were to say, for example, drink some water, you're going to notice in the top left, next to our rested buff, there is some water there now. And you can actually see that status effect if you go to your character and click on status details. We get +1 endurance and +2 stamina recharge. And this is where you can see your active buffs, debuffs, all that good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and eat us a HP buff, and then we'll just eat we'll eat some nuts as well. And you'll see that in our character slot, we have all 3 of these food slots now filled. So food gives you buffs. Don't forget to make food and gather water out of wells. Whenever you see those, water is very valuable, especially for making potions later on. If you see water, get water every single time you see it. If you're at the main building place like we are, where you first start out, you'll see here in Longkeep, there's a place called Longkeep right here, and there's a water well over here. And you could just go up to the water well and hit E, and it'll scoop you out 5 water at a time. Just every once in a while, the POIs usually seem like they respawn every 1 to 2 hours. So whenever they respawn, go back over and get you some water, and you can make a run out of it too if you wanted to go into different locations and towns. There's all kinds of foods and ingredients in this game. You can see there's a bunch of raw meats and cooked meats. We got some beets here that gives dexterity. Buff foods will give you different stuff. Purple berries, which are everywhere. You'll see little bushes around with purple berries in them. That's +2 health regeneration for 30 seconds, which is good for healing up. Honey being one of my personal favorite. Look at that, +15 stamina recharge. Really good to actually have honey on you at all times. And of course, you can also get food by killing animals as well. Right here is the purple berry bushes that I mentioned. They're quite easy to get. Here's your mushroom. Food is around everywhere, pretty much. You can also kill rabbits for food. And this rabbit gave us some raw lean meat. So now you have some meat, let's go cook it. Once you get your meat, what you're going to have to do is put it on your very last bar, number 8 of your bar here. And you can actually switch bars here. I don't know if people know this. You can hit Alt, and it will switch from one bar to another. You can have 2 full bars, which is really neat to have as well. But once you have that on your bar, go to your little cooking station here, and then you're going to hit 8. That's going to bring up an option to cook this raw meat for this wolf meat. And we're going to hold left click, and you're going to watch it until it changes a color like that. And that's done. If you were to actually sit there and hold it for too long after that animation, that's done. That's burnt. And you'll notice burnt. Burnt's quite easy to notice. You'll get tar from doing that. So that's the buff foods that you can see at the top left corner of your screen. And there's tons of different buff foods in this game. Just experiment with whatever stats you use. Use intellect, you're a magic user. If you use strength and HP, you're probably like a melee character or tank or something. But next one's going to be a quick one. It's going to be quite easy. You can actually right click and create markers. And there's quite a limited selection of markers. Hopefully this will change since this is an early access currently. But you could left click. So if you find, like, for example, clay or any other resource like that, I've got a few different places here marked. This is another resources. I got some of the resources marked with bags as well. So you can mark things on the map. Whatever you want. Red markers for me are resources. You can also right click on the map and set your waypoint as well, and that waypoint you will be able to see in your compass up top. Next thing I'm going to touch on real shortly is rested. You can get rested up there quite a bit. Rested actually is increased with different items that you place around. Trophies, your tables, lights, stuff like that will give you rested. Any kind of decorations, a lot of them will give you rested if you use those. We're going to just go into the workbench here and I'll show you the table. Table gives a comfort, so it gives a comfort. 1 comfort for the table, and then for this one, you're going to see 2 for the hearth. A stool will give you a 1. Benches will give you a 1. Some lights and illumination will give you comfort. This candle will give you 2. And right here is the luminescent block we were using. That's the blue block that you see right there on the ground and stuff like that. And of course, once you get the carpenter, you'll be able to make great tables, which will give you much more comfort. See, these tables are much better for comfort. Even toilets, bathtubs, sinks give you comfort. So just put stuff together to get as much comfort as you can. For example, this throne will give you 5 comfort if you want to put it down. And this clay fireplace plus 3. So you definitely want to build the best furniture you can around in your base because it looks cool. Plus it also gives you comfort and gives you plenty of your rested. Of course, to achieve rested, you have to have shelter. You have to be warm and you have to have some comfort. And we do. We have level 23 comfort here. And comfort doesn't seem like it's just for a single area. It's pretty much just for the base. So our comfort is 25. The next thing I want to show you really quick. It's really cool. You don't need everybody. If you have 2 people on the server or on your single player, you have a friend playing with you or something like that, and it's dark outside, which it is right here, you actually do not need everybody to sleep to advance time. So if your friend jumps in bed, you'll see it, the speed's going by 30 times. Of course, both of us in bed, it would be 60 times. But time is actually being advanced outside right now as we speak. Oh look, and now it's daytime. So you can actually sleep if your friends are out and about or out in the world or something like that, and you're back at base, maybe crafting or doing whatever you're doing. You can go ahead and sleep for them and you can make it daytime, which is awesome. I really love this mechanic of this game. Also, if you're noticing in caves and stuff like that, that it sounds really loud whenever you're mining, kind of like this. There is an option that you could turn off that may help a little bit with that. Turning off dynamic reverb in your sound options will probably help with a little bit of that reverb and make that sound a little bit better. This is going to be totally preference, of course, but we kind of noticed it was a little loud, so we turned it off. Seems like it's a little better in our ears. And last thing, I want to talk a little bit just briefly about these skills here. There's a lot of skills and there's going to be a lot of sections you can go into, and you can see them all whenever you go to your skills menu. Now, one thing I will say that I really like is this double jump. It lets you double jump into the air, lets you go airborne. And of course I'm a tank, so I like the jump attack as well. It does the AoE, and I'm also quite into tanking, which Arch Nemesis and Nemesis will let you draw enemies near you if you're a tank. I haven't really played around a lot with the talents and stuff like that, but a lot of them seem like they're quite true to their trees. There are a few other exceptions, I will say. All around, you'll see that there are little bubbles right here, like strength. This will give you 1 point of strength if you were to spend a point into this right here. Same thing for here. You'll see endurance. These little tiny circles right here are your attributes over here, and you'll see that we have our attributes listed right here. Just kind of keep that in mind whenever you're unlocking your trees, that these are your attributes and you need to spend your attributes wisely. And that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Subscribing will get you more Enshrouded videos just like this one. We'll be having content videos coming out throughout the whole early access release of Enshrouded. Look forward to that. Also, we will be streaming Enshrouded as well for the foreseeable future on Saturdays. Look forward to that. Also, if you have any questions about the game or where resources are, or anything that we can help you with Enshrouded, comment down below. Either myself or somebody within the community will answer them for you, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.